The F89 Treadmill is one of the only treadmills with a large touchscreen display with trainer-led classes and entertainment streaming apps that does not require a subscription. Welcome to treadmillreviews.com. I'm Kaylee, and I've had a lot of good things to say about Sole treadmills in the past. So I'm super excited to talk about their newest treadmill, the F89. It's Sole's second most expensive treadmill after the ST90, which is their slat belt treadmill. The F89 joins the F80 and F85 in Sole's folding treadmill series. It has a lot of the same features as those treadmills, but upgraded aesthetics, and most importantly, a larger screen. If your priority for treadmill shopping is connected fitness and maximizing content options, the F89 might be for you. You aren't locked into a subscription with this treadmill, so it's a great alternative to a Nordic Track or Peloton treadmill. I can't wait to get into the details of this one with you. But first, like and subscribe if you need more guidance with treadmill shopping. We have tons of content on our channel and on our website to help your process. We are treadmill experts testing out these machines in person. I'm logging miles on the treadmills I review as a regular part of my training, so we put them to the test before we recommend them to you. The first thing I noticed about the Sole F89 when we got it in was the updated color palette. On the other Sole treadmills, there are silver foot rails and pops of red. The Sole F89 is pretty monochrome with black, charcoal, and dark gray components. It makes the F89 look sleeker and more modern, even if the actual construction isn't all that different from the F85. It has a Z-shaped frame, and the F89 is pretty heavy, but it seems like Sole attempted to cut down on some of that weight by going with an anodized aluminum frame instead of steel. It still feels very sturdy. It has a maximum weight capacity of 375 pounds, which is much better than the standard 300 pounds we typically see. As the treadmill comes shipped, it's 351 pounds, and out of the box, it is 314 pounds. Keep that in mind when ordering this treadmill. You might want to upgrade to delivery to the room you want to keep it in, or maybe even assembly. So, this is a folding treadmill. It has a gas shock arm that helps the deck lower softly to the ground once you release it with the yellow hand release lever under the deck. Unfolding the treadmill is pretty easy, but folding it back up is much more challenging. I can lift the deck back into place, but I think it might be too challenging for many people. There's not a handle under the deck to help you lift it. Sole puts these plastic panels under the deck. They look like metal, but they aren't adding any structural support and have kind of sharp edges. I wish Sole had left them off so you had a more convenient place to grab the frame and lift the deck, but these are covering that up. So the deck is 22 inches wide and 60 inches long. It's firm, but the belt movement felt very smooth underfoot, no slipping or anything like that. The step-up height is 8 inches, so not too difficult to step up onto. You have plenty of room to run at the 12 mile per hour maximum speed if you want. The motor is 4 horsepower, making the F89 a good fit for intense use by one runner or a whole household of users. You also get 15 levels of incline and 6 levels of decline. Those levels translate to an incline grade of about -4% to 12%. Overall, the construction is very similar to the Sole F85, and performance-wise, I don't notice a huge difference between these two machines. The biggest advantage to the F89 is its console, so let's take a look. One of the top features among smart residential treadmills nowadays is a large display. Top-of-the-line models have around 20 to 32-inch displays, so it's about time Sole joined the mix. The F89's touchscreen display is 21.5 inches. Unlike Sole's competitors, there are tons of content options for the F89 that do not require an additional subscription, but make sure that you keep it somewhere that it can connect to Wi-Fi easily. There are built-in apps on the screen, but you can also screen mirror content from your device. If you have an iPhone, you can use the screencasting feature built into your phone. Android users will need to download the An+ app by Sunrise Technology to screen mirror. Make sure that your phone is connected to the same Wi-Fi as the treadmill. The F89 has Bluetooth speakers so you can play content out loud from the screen, Or if you're mirroring content, connect your phone to the speakers first. If you're worried about your phone running out of battery while you're training, the console has a wireless charging pad right beneath the console. It's a convenient place to store your phone, but there's also a device rack above the screen if you want to see your phone or tablet screen while training. Other storage includes 2 cup holders and 2 small item compartments, so a great amount of storage here. The fan is the worst feature on the F89. It might as well not have a fan because you're going to need a ceiling fan or floor fan to cool yourself off while training. The crossbar has EKG pulse grips. You could also pair a heart rate monitor with the F89. Garmin devices are supported, but you have to connect the treadmill to your watch as if it were a phone, not a treadmill. The large display is certainly the star of the show on the F89. That's where I see most of the F89's value added compared to the F85 and other more affordable treadmills. So the F89 is really the best option for runners and walkers looking for that premium viewing experience. So what are you viewing on the Sole F89? Sole gives you free access to their Sole Plus training app with your purchase of the F89 or any of their other fitness equipment. You can create a profile on the treadmill or on your phone and scan a QR code on the treadmill screen to link your devices. The F89 supports multiple profiles, so there's room for the whole family. Sole Plus classes are trainer-led. They do not automatically control the speed or incline of the machine, but there are audio cues to help you stay on track. I wish there were more on-screen visuals to tell you what your treadmill settings should be in case you miss the training cues. The music that backs the workouts does not always fit the vibe of the class like it does on Peloton, but considering the content is free, the quality is pretty nice. There are tons of other content options. With screen mirroring, you can cast any of your favorite training content onto the screen. I've used Zwift, Peloton, and iFit on Sole treadmills. The F89 has the KinoMap app built in. This app has virtual outdoor runs and structured workouts, but most of the content requires a subscription. There are onboard training programs outside of the Sole Plus content. These workouts can be used while you are looking at a manual training screen, or you can pair them with the entertainment apps. It's pretty easy to toggle back and forth between your training charts and an app like Netflix while training on the F89. Speaking of Netflix, the F89 also has YouTube, Prime Video, Disney+, Max, Peacock, Hulu, Spotify, ESPN, CNN, and Audible for entertainment. You may need your own subscription to access these apps, but there's a high chance that a lot of you already have 1 or 2 of these. The large console provides an excellent viewing experience for any of these apps. My one complaint is the placement of the screen and console. I'm 5'4" for reference, and when I reach the screen while running, I end up kicking the motor hood. So be mindful of that. If you have longer arms, you may not have much of an issue. After all of my experience training on the F89 and using the content, I have a good idea of who this treadmill is best for and what kind of training it supports. The F89 makes slow speed and incline adjustments. The buttons and switches are not the easiest to use while you're running. These 2 factors impact how easily you can perform short interval workouts on the F89. So I prefer it for longer intervals and steady state running. So now I'm gonna walk and run a bit on the Sole F89 so you can see and hear how it performs. So I'm gonna take the speed up to 3 miles per hour, and I'm just at a neutral grade right now, so 0%. So the Sole F89 is a quieter treadmill, which we really like. Sole as a whole brand has been on the quieter side compared to other treadmills we've tested. It does have firm cushioning, but it feels nice and smooth underfoot. All right, let's take it up to a run. I'm gonna go up to 7 miles per hour. And it does take a little time to get up to speed. But I like that because it feels much safer than a really quick, abrupt transition. Now, one thing I spoke about was how hard it is for me to reach the buttons while I'm running. And you might be able to see that as I try to go back down to 3 miles per hour. Luckily, I did not hit the motor hood that time, but especially if you're a forefoot or midfoot runner like I am, or you overstride, it might be a little bit more prone to hitting the motor hood if you're trying to interact with the console while you're training. All right, now let's take it up to the highest incline. So you have a button for 12 at the top, but I'm gonna have to use the buttons on the side to get it all the way up to a level 15. All right, so now we're at the top of the incline. That's about 12% grade. It does take quite a while for the treadmill to get there, but again, it feels really stable and smooth. If you accidentally hit a button or increase your speed or incline unintentionally, you have plenty of time to fix that before you get yourself into trouble, which does feel a lot safer. So that is my detailed look at the Sole F89. The standout feature is the large display. I was a little disappointed that there weren't a few more differences between the F89 and the F85, but this is a great choice for shoppers who are trying to maximize their content viewing experience without committing to a subscription. The tech features are awesome. The motor and structure of the treadmill are robust enough to support long distance running, even if there's more than one runner in your household. Be mindful of the heavy running deck. It's a little more challenging to get this treadmill folded up, but it's a great folding alternative to non-folding treadmills like the Peloton Tread and the Nordic Track incline trainers. Thanks so much for watching my review of the Sole F89. If you want more information on it, check out my full written review. I cover a few more points that I didn't have time for in this video. And if you're ready to make the F89 yours, consider using our link in the description to check out its current price. Using our link to make a purchase supports this channel at no additional cost to you. I'm Kaylee from treadmillreviews.com, and thanks again for watching.